Well, I don't know if you can tell, but I've come down with a bit of a cold, and I can only hope that it hasn't dampened my sultry, sexy voice too much. So, without further ado, here is why I love Reverse 1999. On the 25th of September 2023, I stumbled upon a trailer for a new game. Drawn in by the unique art style, I was surprised to hear my beloved British English being spoken out loud. And that was when I knew I was hooked. I didn't expect much of the game, but I was happy to give it a try. If only because of the beautiful voice acting I'd heard. But what I found was far more gripping and soul-stirring than I had ever anticipated. And that was how I ended up here. Now, before you accuse me of not having a life, please give me the chance to show you what makes Reverse 1999 so gripping that would warrant logging in for an entire year, every day, without fail. Thank you, Mesmer. The amount of sunlight is just right. The umbrella pops open, rotating with a touch of grace. Against the white fabric, the golden knot gleams with brilliance. 37 was right. It is a beautiful shape indeed. Healthy living. A wonderful habit that is often lost due to bad moods, whim, or lack of leisure time. Rather than living a boring life to the ripe old age of 100, I prefer to revel tonight and die tomorrow. A bar frequenter. Add a stroke, then a hook. Let me draw back the curtains to gaze once more at my beloved moon. Wait, has it dawned already? A late night artist. Fruits beneficial to health should be somewhat like apple, containing 8 mg of magnesium, 0.38 mg of zinc, 0.24 micrograms of selenium. Oh, that alcohol smell? Ripe fruits always contain a bit of ethanol, a floating fruit. We wanted to live too. More faces emerged from the fog. Fearful, hostile, sad, painful, crazed, wretched, weeping, screaming, angry, mocking, hateful, jealous, resentful, scornful, disdainful, malicious, helpless, sorrowful, questioning. Familiar. The faces surround her, and the same word leaves all their mouths. We are prisoners within these cavern walls, our gazes held captive by the shadow's thrall, until our hands clasped and our chains rattled, we united to break free from our shackles. The sightless joined forces with the soundless, and the voiceless uplifted the helpless. Together we assembled a sliver of truth, a piece of the world hidden since youth. Now, to some of you, these may seem like meaningless pieces of word salad or flavouring, but to me, these are beautifully produced pieces of English language, and also food for thought. In cognitive linguistics, words are considered to be access nodes or triggers which allow listeners or readers to access the relevant parts of the encyclopedic knowledge of the word, allowing them to make sense of the utterances before them. In this sense, these flavourings trigger larger scale sparks in my brain, allowing me to see a picture close to the one that the writer intended for me to see. I might have fallen in love with Reverse because of British English, but British English is far from the only flavour of English, and English itself is not the only language which is present in Reverse 1999. Throughout Reverse, you can hear characters speaking their native languages, which gives the game a somewhat cosmopolitan quality.
私、おしゃれはからきしでしたが、おかみさんのご指導で少しだけ馴染むようになりました。क्या? नहीं पुंजी, तुमने सच में ये सुना है? ओह, इसके लिए कोई अपनी दौलत से ठगा जाने वाला है.
Отпусти вчерашний день, оставь в прошлом. Каждый шаг рисует новый день. Не смотри назад, нет теней в дневном. Светлые небеса путешествуем.
To maintain a graceful posture, be like a bird. Chin up, chest out, but not too much. Stay balanced and straighten your legs. You see, the books I used to carry on my head are long gone, but their weight is still with me.
请问这里是？哦，这是要我把手放上去的意思吗？好，我放上去了。You mean it's an arcane skill? An arcane skill makes me speak your language, and you speak mine? I think I've heard it before. When and where exactly?
Reverse is what one usually refers to as a gacha game, meaning you can pay to unlock characters and skins. Now, this may come to you as a surprise, my noble audience, but all companies seek to make as much money as possible, and this often leads to a situation where games end up feeling utterly empty or unbalanced. But Reverse is also a visual novel, which means the main focus of the game is on narration and the storytelling. This allows the game to balance the purchasable content in a manner which would allow all players to enjoy the contents to its fullest, regardless of whether they want to pay or not. Being a visual novel means that the stories are at the center of it all, and to that end, I would like to introduce you to the concept of anecdotes. Reverse boasts a rather impressive number of characters, and not all of them are main characters, and that is where the anecdotes come in, allowing every character to at least be the protagonist of their own life and a step to the limelight for a few moments. Anecdotes are short glimpses that we get into the lives of the many characters who live within Vertine's suitcase. Some will make you teary-eyed, while others will make you chuckle. But at the heart of them all lies the relatable human stories which make your heart flutter, dancing like a butterfly. If you're a fan of visual novels, chances are you enjoy reading. And that means that you would probably love to see an imaginary in-game magazine that interviews the characters and also gives more context to the world they live in. And my friends, do I have good news? We have Otu magazine, where you can read all about the world and the characters. But all who have experienced video games can vouch that great games almost invariably come with even greater soundtracks, and Reverse is no exception. Reverse's library of soundtracks is by no means vast, but this small number of OSTs are utilized in a most masterful way, setting the tone of each encounter while the stylish art draws you in and the beautifully written narratives make your brain tingle, overflowing with emotions, be it rage, love, or laughter. Reverse is an online game and thus subject to upcoming events and updates. And this makes it in a sense a gift that keeps giving. So I'm excited to see where Vertin and her companions travel to in the future. Or rather, in the past. If you've watched this far into the video, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'd love to know what is it that you love about Reverse. And I'll see you in another video.